Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're like us, you want actionable knowledge and you want it fast.
Hmm.
Today, we're tackling something that's, well, it's pretty much everywhere. In gyms, morning routines, all over social media.
The cold shower.
The deliberate practice of taking cold showers.
Yeah.
It's championed by, everyone from productivity gurus to serious athletes.
And those sources you shared really highlight why this is such a great topic for us. It's so polarized.
Completely.
On one side, you have these huge, incredible promises. Boosted energy, better mood, a stronger immune system.
Right.
But then on the other side, our sources also have these very serious warnings. They talk about acute stress and even potential health risks if you don't do it right.
Exactly. So our mission today is to cut through all that hype. We're going to break down what that cold water actually does to your body
So you can figure out when it helps.
and when it might actually harm you. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's start with those enthusiastic claims. That big energy rush, the improved mood. What do the sources say is actually happening physiologically?
Well, what's so fascinating here is that it's not some kind of magic. It's a massive chemical response.
A chemical response.
Yeah, the instant that cold shock hits your skin, your body releases this huge surge of norepinephrine.
And that's a powerful hormone, right? Linked to focus and alertness.
Extremely powerful. It's a hormone and a neurotransmitter. It's
Okay.
directly tied to focus, vigilance, even pain relief. You're essentially hitting a natural reset button for your brain chemistry.
A reset button.
And the sources also point to stimulating the vagus nerve. That nerve runs from the brain to the gut, and it influences, your heart rate, your mood, a lot.
So the body is basically being forced into this immediate, intense reaction. This sounds a lot like hormesis, that idea of a controlled short-term stress that makes you stronger.
That's exactly what it is.
But if it's just stress, couldn't I get a similar rush from, say, a hard sprint? What makes the cold so uniquely effective for that? That sustained immunity and mood boost the sources talk about.
That's a great question, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, the sources suggest two things make it unique. First, that norepinephrine increase. It's much more sustained from cold exposure than from a quick burst of exercise.
Ugh. Okay.
And second, there's some really interesting emerging research that points toward brown fat activation.
The good fats.
The good fat, yeah. It's metabolically active, it burns energy to generate heat. So training your body to activate it with cold could have long-term benefits for metabolic health. It's more than just that immediate rush.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting, because now we have to bring in the counter-arguments, the warnings.
Right.
And they focus on the very same thing. The fact that this desirable energy boost is a stress response. If your body's pushing out all this norepinephrine, there have to be risks.
Absolutely. The benefit and the risk are two sides of the same coin. The physical reaction is immediate vasoconstriction.
Your blood vessels tighten up.
They constrict dramatically, yes, to protect your core temperature. Now, for someone with an underlying cardiac condition or maybe poorly managed blood pressure,
That sudden shock could be dangerous.
that's where the explicit risk lies. The research is very clear on this. You have to distinguish between that short, controlled stress that helps the system and a severe shock that can cause real systemic strain.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Cold showers.
Hmm.
They're a high-profile practice, and the sources confirm they have real profound physical effects.
Effects rooted in things like norepinephrine release and vagal nerve stimulation.
But because all those claims are tied directly to an acute stress response, it means you have to be really careful. It requires individual self-assessment.
Given that the whole practice is about managing stress, the key takeaway is really about exploring your own personal threshold. You now know the mechanisms behind the good stuff, the mood, the energy, but you also understand the risks tied to that vasoconstriction.
So the final thought is a question for you.
Exactly. How does your unique cardiovascular system react to this level of shock? That's the critical piece for you to explore next. Finding that line where a temporary boost might cross over into a systemic risk.